This is what true wilderness construction at the highest level looks like. Don't underestimate these two shirtless brothers. Their building skills are unbelievable. Using only primitive materials and hand-carved craftsmanship, they not only built a UFO-shaped villa by hand, but also created all kinds of bizarre outdoor paradise projects, turning the wild into their personal playground. The two brothers, Kurila and Lakuri, had always dreamed of going to space, so they decided to launch a flight project of their own. First, they erected 16 pillars and dug a massive pit around them. After their first planning meeting, the brothers hauled back huge stone slabs weighing over 250 pounds. They layered bamboo mesh on top, then poured a mixture of sand and mud over it, pretending it was reinforced concrete. After all, when building advanced technology, you can't cut corners. Following precise measurements, they installed beams across every set of pillars. By crisscrossing the framework in every direction, they created a giant, grid-like platform. Diagonal supports connected the upper and lower levels, forming a funnel-shaped roof structure. Using a handmade wilderness compass, the brothers drew perfect circles and cut along curved lines, transforming the second floor into a circular platform. To guarantee flight safety, they reinforced every component, creating a highly complex geometric structure. Next came the upper section. They erected another framework in the center of the second floor. Using the principle of thermal expansion and contraction, they heated bamboo poles and bent them into curved shapes. The bamboo was wrapped layer by layer around the circular frame, then connected vertically to form a giant net-like base. Following the same method, they used flexible vines to tie everything together, securing an outer ring around the second floor. A large entrance was carved into the front, while decorative vine designs were added to both sides. The entire structure resembled a giant futuristic bowl. Taking advantage of a year-end bamboo discount, where every pound of bamboo supposedly cost only 500 grams, the brothers used as much as possible. With the main structure already complete, they could practically work with their eyes closed. Soon, the second floor flooring was finished. After another planning session, they began designing the side structure. Following carefully measured dimensions, they dug a shaft and installed support beams, rising from low to high elevations. A platform was mounted on top, and before long, they had constructed a wild elevator. Of course, the interior couldn't remain empty. With 18 generations of carpenter skills in their blood and near telepathic teamwork, the brothers used flexible vines to quickly assemble a double bed. On the sunny side, they cut open a window and coated the ledge with yellow clay, creating a scenic viewing platform. As the most sophisticated men in the wilderness, sloppy furniture was unacceptable. Every edge of the double bed was wrapped with split bamboo tubes, giving everything an ultra-premium finish. Naturally, the ceiling couldn't be left open either. They first laid down a waterproof layer, then sealed the exterior with long bamboo strips so tightly that not even a drop of water could seep through. And no wilderness life is complete without good food. The brothers divided the work. The younger brother continued installing the sidewalls while the older brother headed into the fields to hunt. Before long, he returned with a wild chicken. They built a fire on the spot and enjoyed a roasted chicken feast. After several rounds of drinking, dusk arrived. But fueled by alcohol, the brothers continued working through the night. After an entire day and night of non-stop labor, the structure achieved full 360-degree coverage. Even though they worked wearing nothing but shorts, their standards for decoration were incredibly strict. The interior walls were not left bare. Instead, they used woven bamboo grids throughout. Decorative techniques involved splitting bamboo tubes into intricate connected patterns. Every edge, doors, side entrances, and skylights was wrapped with polished bamboo trim, pushing the luxury level to the extreme. After completing another masterpiece of wilderness architecture, the brothers celebrated by preparing a huge outdoor barbecue. Simple ingredients were transformed into complicated cuisine. As the wilderness world's greatest chef, the older brother cooked a secret family recipe featuring pineapple, pork leg, and beef stew wrapped in bamboo. Like celebrating Lunar New Year, the brothers turned on the UFO villa's lighting system and drank deeply into the night. In the middle of the rainforest at sunset, it felt as though they were living in another world entirely. As they ate and drank, they discussed future aerospace plans. After jokingly patrolling the area to make sure no aliens were nearby, they dimmed the lights and officially began their interstellar voyage for the night. Since underground living caused dampness and rheumatism, the brothers later shifted their development projects to the surface, building a series of villas and swimming pools that transformed wilderness life into paradise. Changing their usual construction style, Kurila and Lakuri first installed a circular ground foundation. Following another meeting, they connected wooden poles in every direction to create two triangular roof structures, quickly assembling a UFO-like framework. Using the same heat-bending technique, they shaped bamboo tubes and even built a double reclining chair inside the living room. No leftover bamboo was wasted. Every corner of the house received full 360-degree bamboo wrapping. The front entrance became the greatest highlight of the design. By mixing bamboo strips of different sizes, they created a luxurious hotel-style lobby entrance. Carefully measuring the windows and doors, they wrapped bamboo tubes with vines, smoked and heated them over fire, then removed the vines to reveal beautifully grooved bamboo poles that served as artistic window railings. The main door was even more elaborate. Using diagonally arranged bamboo strips, they cut square openings in the center and inserted rows of bamboo cylinders. The rotating axis was placed in the middle, creating a 5-star revolving door. Every frame was wrapped with polished half-bamboo trim, maximizing the luxurious appearance of the entire villa. Decorative mud sculptures and bamboo platforms were added beside the entrance. Naturally, wilderness people cannot live without food. To celebrate finishing the new house, the brothers used a dual stove setup. They gathered fragrant leaves from the forest as seasoning and prepared bamboo rice alongside roasted chicken. With the lighting system turned on throughout the villa, they ate, drank, and slept peacefully until morning. At exactly 6:66 in the morning, the brothers began digging frozen ground like madmen. In no time, they created a massive oval pit. Bamboo piles were installed around the edges, then layered with bamboo tubes inside and out. The entire surface was coated with a layer of wild cement, making the pool smooth and polished. The exterior was further wrapped with bamboo sheets, while yellow clay filled the center layers. Finished with bamboo strips and split bamboo tubes, the structure became a modern-style swimming pool. Using bamboo tubes as plumbing pipes, the brothers diverted mountain spring water directly from the river, creating a never-ending natural water supply. While waiting for roast duck to finish cooking, the brothers, who joked about not bathing for half a year, dove headfirst into the pool and began a 1,000-meter swimming competition. Since the pool belonged to their own villa complex, they swam harder and harder until completely exhausted. After devouring every last piece of roast duck, they instantly fell asleep, dreaming of autumn. Their craftsmanship had already reached unbelievable heights, but they continued pushing even further. Next, they constructed twin treehouse complexes and even developed a tower-style rotating swimming pool. Although autumn had arrived, the summer heat remained intense. Wanting cooler air, Kurila and Lakuri decided to move their next project higher into the trees. Because the construction would be massive, the brothers first built a temporary shelter. By crisscrossing wooden poles together, they quickly assembled a one-bedroom framework. Bamboo strips provided full 360-degree coverage, while dried grass, mixed with mud, created smooth clay walls. Unfortunately, the weather turned bad, forcing them to temporarily use reeds as roofing material. Then they climbed palm trees and gathered large palm leaves. After folding and weaving them into mesh patterns, they assembled decorative wall panels that gave the structure an almost royal appearance. And this was only the beginning of their true project. High up in a giant tree, the brothers began weaving a massive triangular nest-like platform. The three sides of the frame were covered with straw, while the entrance was built more carefully, using stronger mud materials, instantly making the house look more high-end. The second tree followed a similar concept, except this time, the brothers chose a pavilion-style design. To make moving between the two houses easier in the future, they built a hanging bridge connecting them and added ladder stairways from the ground, forming a complete, elevated housing complex. But that was only the beginning. The area beneath the trees had already been planned out. First, they dug an oval-shaped pit and surrounded it with wooden stakes and bamboo strips to create layered walls. Both ends connected directly to the tree houses, while bamboo slides were installed across the top. The entire structure was then coated with anthill clay. Such a massive project probably displaced countless ants from their homes. Using wildflowers and plants as decoration, the brothers transformed the pool into something worthy of an international resort. The edges were lined with split bamboo tubes, surrounded by greenery, and they carried thousands of pots of river water using chamber pots. Just like that, a luxurious jungle swimming pool was born. After going half a year without a proper bath, the brothers eagerly tested the pool. They slid wildly down from the tree houses, each brother having his own house and slide, making it convenient even if they ever split up in the future. Meanwhile, Lakuri was secretly working on his own project deep in the tiny jungle. He first erected 8 pillars, then split bamboo into long strips using traditional techniques and tied them upward along the poles. At a height of 2 meters, he created the first platform, then continued climbing until he formed another platform at 5 meters high. Next came the rooftop design. By combining wooden sticks and bamboo strips, he built a cylindrical framework. On the ground, he tied bundles of grass together and hauled them to the top, weaving them into a roof with fringe-like edges. Half bamboo tubes were attached to the walls, giving the top floor room a polished appearance. The lower 2 levels were coated with mud and grass, making them sturdy as well as attractive. A bizarre but impressive tower was completed. The plaza beneath the tower couldn't go unused either. After further improvements, Likuri dug a layered circular pit around the tower. Using anthill clay mixed with plant ash, he created a surprisingly durable natural cement and polished the pit smoother than an eggshell. Even while wearing nothing but open-crotch shorts, Likuri clearly had standards. The edge of the pit was lined with half-bamboo tubes, and he fetched mountain spring water using a chamber pot. After running back and forth alone for over 10 days, he finally created his own private villa swimming pool. But that still wasn't his final goal. On the left side of the tower, he erected a series of pillars from low to high and tied bamboo strips downward to form an elevated slide connected to the tower by a bridge. The entire structure was coated with mud to make sure nobody would get scratched while sliding down. After upgrading the whole complex, Likuri was finally satisfied, building and enjoying everything alone. He imagined it becoming a family inheritance passed down for generations. Soon after, the two brothers became even more ambitious, turning the wilderness into their personal amusement park. Inspired by ancient palace architecture, they used flexible vines to weave decorative front platforms with staircases. Additional stairways connected the different levels, and curved balconies made from vines gave the structure a luxurious appearance. Since bamboo was practically free during the holiday season, the brothers used as much as they wanted. With the main frame already complete, they simply covered the entire house with thousands of bamboo strips. Every room received lattice-style bamboo screens, while each pillar was wrapped in snake-like bamboo patterns. Applying geometry like master craftsmen, they combined flat and three-dimensional designs to weave all sorts of shapes from bamboo. After installing sturdy handmade doors, the whole building looked like a golden palace woven from silk and metal. To save money while achieving grand results, the brothers mixed dry grass and mud into a strong natural concrete, coating the entire house inside and out. The workload was enormous, enough to destroy ordinary hands, but these experienced jungle builders handled it effortlessly. Without saying much, they always seemed to know exactly what they were doing. Before long, a magnificent palace emerged naturally from the wilderness. Still not satisfied, they coated the outer walls with a base layer and added blue and orange accents. Every color brought the building more life and personality. With the first construction phase complete, the brothers happily moved on to the next stage after their routine morning meeting. On both sides of the mansion, they dug dozens of holes and inserted pillars, connected by wooden vines, creating sloping support frames. Anyone could tell that they were constructing giant slide supports. For easier movement, staircases were added beside each slide, reaching the height of the villa's second floor. Then came the heart of the project. The brothers bent vines into circles and attached them along the slide paths, creating the shapes of two massive dragons. Bamboo strips covered both the slides and stairways, while water supply stations were installed at the top. The dragon bodies were enclosed further with bamboo, and eventually dragon heads appeared at the front. The leftover mud mixture was perfect for coating the slides. They even shaped raised mud patterns to imitate expensive antique tiles. At the exits, their skilled hands sculpted detailed dragon heads complete with eyes, whiskers, tails, and scales carved from bamboo pieces. The slides inside the dragons were carefully polished to ensure nobody tore their shorts while riding. After a short tea break, they began redesigning the plaza. Digging non-stop for 10 days and nights, they created a multi-level pool area with a small relaxation bar at the entrance. The brothers paid close attention to every detail. The pool was polished perfectly smooth, while excess dirt from excavation was piled into miniature artificial mountains and rocks surrounding the pool. Then came the painting stage. Using bright, colorful pigments, they painted the two dragons in vibrant styles, one golden dragon and one green dragon. Combined with colorful wall decorations and the surrounding fake mountains, the place looked exactly like a luxury vacation resort. The craftsmanship was incredible. If I had skills like theirs, I'd probably be earning a fortune every month. To finish everything off, the brothers planted wildflowers and grasses around the rock formations and covered every exposed patch of dirt with fresh, natural grass. The Double Dragon Villa complex became an outdoor garden paradise. While waiting for the pool to fill, they filled the rooftop water stations. The smell of barbecue drifted through the air. After eating and drinking, the brothers jumped excitedly into the pool and raced down the dragon slides. With water flowing through the slides, they no longer worried about scraping themselves. After months of hard work, they finally enjoyed the happiness they had built with their own hands. But the brothers said never followed ordinary paths. Since younger brother Likuri had recently started dating, older brother Kurila decided to develop his own solo project. Like a mole, Kurila dug furiously with his shovel while hauling away excess dirt. After 3 days and nights, he created a 3.3 square meter underground chamber. Although the house lacked proper ventilation, he opened a hole in the ceiling to create a skylight and chimney. Working day and night, Kurila carved out a strange shape that looked oddly like a giant cow dung pile. Then came the real highlight. He carved spiral patterns into the top, forming the shape of a giant snail shell. With a fire burning inside, he could even roast sweet potatoes. Using nearby clay, he smoothed the walls until they were slick as eggshells, creating a cozy underground home where he could relax, eat barbecue, and watch videos. Though tiny, the snail house still had all the essentials. He expanded the surrounding area with grass landscaping, increasing the usable space and improving the appearance. Carefully chosen clay coated the inside and outside, transforming the structure into a beautiful circular swimming lane. Small as it was, the place still needed a proper bed. Since bamboo was practically free, and Kurila himself was only around 1.55 meters tall, the compact bed worked perfectly and even acted like natural air conditioning. The guy clearly had talent. He collected wild stones and carefully lined them around the circular path, creating rings that looked like sparkling diamonds. Suddenly, the humble snail house became stylish, luxurious, and full of investment potential. All that remained was water. Unfortunately, the river was far away, so Kurila had to transport water himself using chamber pots. Running back and forth for 7 days and nights, he finally filled the circular pool. Life may be hard, but happiness comes from facing it with a smile. Lighting the fire brought warmth and life into the little home. Owning nothing but a shovel, single bachelor Kurila still lived happily in the custom-made snail house that had become his own personal paradise.